Yes, good evening, Teddy from Northwestern Province. Very good. Yes. So yeah, good evening. I hope you are good. Kapunda George. Kapunda George. Best. Good evening. Yeah. Fabrice. Greatness. Praise. Kwaliba Mashinai. Fabrice. Greatness. Praise. Golden in Jovu. So yeah, good evening, my brothers and sisters. So tonight I want to talk about three issues that I want to touch on, and I'm going to start with the issue of NGOCC. The issue of NGOCC. Of course, this issue of defilement, child abuse. It's a very important issue. It is an issue that needs, to be brought to light and protect our children. Protect our children. It's very, very important. But I'll be very honest with you that I'm not happy with NGOCC. I'm not happy with NGOCC because the position that they have taken on the constitutional amendment is really it's difficult to understand. It's difficult to understand. It is not justified. It is not justified. I don't know why NGOCC, with so many educated women, opted to take that position. So I'll be sincere to say I am a little bit biased, against NGOCC due to the position that they have taken to support the HH constitutional amendments. These are HH constitutional amendments because they are coming from Hakainde Hichilema. Those constitutional amendments, they are not coming from the people. If President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND government were sincere and they meant well to look into the constitution, they wouldn't have started this process at this point when we are basically about 13-14 months before we get into the elections. We don't have the time, and then the issues that they have picked, again, those issues are not justified to be hastened in the manner that UPND has done it. There are no agent clauses that are contained in that draft of theirs where we can say, no, this is important, it has to be done before the elections. Everything that is there is not agent. And besides, they are saying that they are not contentious. There are a number of clauses there which are contentious. When you're talking about delimitation, somebody just sent me a video where Jack Mwimbu was talking about delimitation. I will share that video tomorrow. When you talk about Article 52, again, I have a video where Cornelius Mwetwa is talking about Article 52. It is just not making sense. It is just not making sense. It is not reasonable. And I say this objectively, not trying to play politics. I think for me, around this time, I want to do objective politics. I am not siding with UPND. I'm not siding with PF because basically on both sides there is a mess. PF there is a mess. UPND there is a mess. Edgar Lungu nale supporter, things still hang in the balance. So I've got no side that no, you know, I'm leaning on this side. No, I'm just standing in between. So for those of you who follow me and wish I could speak from one perspective, I don't think you get that. Some days you hear me agreeing with the UPND. Sometimes you hear me agreeing with the PF. You need to get used to that. And it is not about PF, it's not about UPND. It's about the issue. So different issues, I will take a position based on the issue, not because of UPND, not because of PF. I'll take a position based on the issue at hand. So when you talk about the issue of the constitution, I don't see it justified to be hastened in the manner that the UPND are doing it. But I've said it. I said it earlier on with the opposition and the other stakeholders to say the UPND have got numbers and they will succeed. But if they do that, then what are we going to do? I think that's where we are, and it would be very good for us to have voices like by NGOCC. So it is unfortunate that this time around the NGOCC, most of the times NGOCC has been with other stakeholders. I don't remember when NGOCC took a position like the one that they have taken this time around, a position that cannot be justified. The position that NGOCC has taken cannot be justified. And the Laz did a good job to really extrapolate the all the articles. You know, they went in details and explained, and I'm sure NGOCC, if you read the statement that came from Laz, you would really find that your position is not justified. So even that match that you did, I mean, I was thinking to say, they are busy matching and presenting petitions to the vice president. When whatever you were talking about, that could have been one of the reasons that where you could have been saying, no, hold on, can we include this? We want inclusive constitutional amendment, because this is not there. I would have expected that. And if anything, I think that is one of those issues which is non-contentious, where, I mean, most of us agree that we need to do something to protect our women, our children. So it would have been one of the reasons where NGOCC would have insisted for a comprehensive constitutional amendment. Unfortunately, NGOCC, they say, no, let them go ahead. Meanwhile, they go and start marching to present a petition to the vice president. When you have an opportunity to address whatever issues that you have in the constitutional amendment, but you decide to take a walk, you know, with a low budget, because clearly mwalimu oneka foko tamkwete budget. And I do understand my NGO. Limbi tamkwete budget, limbi tundala mana tushupa, limbi kulina salary takuti. So number, you just have to start agreeing with Hakainde Hichilema. But let me tell you, Hakainde Hichilema is not a generous man. He's not a giver. He's not a giver. So most of you who are expecting that, no, when you help Hakainde Hichilema in this constitutional amendment, something, I mean, even if they give, it's very little. It's very little. It's very little. It's not, UPND doesn't look after people. UPND doesn't look after people. Anyway, all I can say is that NGOCC, for me, this time around, I'm very disappointed. And I miss Engwase Mwale at NGOCC, because Engwase Mwale used to make so much sense. She used to make so much sense. And by the time she was issuing a statement, the statement used to be concise. They used to be concise. They used to really, you could see some intelligence. You could see some intellectual investment in the statements. not ama statements yakwati murefu myafi kwati muli pa market aona imwe ifu ilele fuma ba NGOCC mwali there are people, I mean that is a member organization, and there are so many women that are attached to NGOCC abasambirira. We have got women in law, we have got women in different fields who are well versed in some of these issues. So at least kuti mwachitako wino, you can do better. You are not doing well by NGOCC Mwandini. Anyway, so that is about my NGOCC. Then the other issue is this issue of Munia Zulu against the Dr. Stumbeko Musokotwane and Honorable Charles Milupi. Now, I am not here to really what can I say? I'm not here to take a side. I'm not here to take a side. Please, I'm not here to take a side. Of course, there are cases where I come and I give my position to say, this is how I'm seeing the case going. Like, for example, the case Yakwa Musiani. That case I've taken a position very clearly, the case that I've been talking about, very clearly to say that case shouldn't have gone to court. And that case, I really don't see Musiani being convicted. Because it is a situation that that arose out of a quarrel. Out of a quarrel. The person that started that was kiddies being found in a nightclub. From there, people started commenting. When they were commenting, it ended up into a quarrel with Musiani. At the end of the day, they go to court to complain, to say, we have been harassed. I felt that, no. If Musiani would be convicted, it would be an injustice. It would be totally an injustice. And even the way the case went, really, I don't think the prosecution did prove their case beyond reasonable doubt. So that case, very clearly, I took a position. I've taken a position. It doesn't matter the outcome, but I've taken a position. But on Munia Zulu, Navastumbeko Musokotwane and Milupi, I'm not taking a position. Why am I not taking a position? I'm not taking a position because I had not followed the case from the time that it started. Really, I only came to read about it when Munia Zulu complained and went to the Constitutional Court. That is when I came to know about it. But these, when the case was going on, I didn't follow the case. So I'm not sure what the prosecution presented. I'm not sure what Munia Zulu presented. I don't know. So I cannot take a position to really give, to say, this is what I think about this case. So that is the number one case. I didn't follow, the thing. However, I have been told, and I have confirmed, that Dr. Stumbeko Musokotwane and Honorable Milupi, they didn't go to court to defend themselves. And I find that strange. I find that strange that a case of criminal defamation, the people who are alleged to have been defamed, they don't go to court. They don't go in court and stand to say, yes, what this guy said is not true. I find that very strange, especially looking at the allegations that were levied against them. It was a case of bribery of a lot of money. If you're talking $250,000, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And surely one would have expected that these two ministers would have gone to court and testified as to whether they received that money or they didn't. Because them not going, it raises question to me, at least for me. It raises questions. Now, when we're talking about criminal defamation, it is where somebody has published something, okay? Like the way I'm talking right now, I'm publishing, I'm broadcasting. Many people are watching, you are watching. So if I say something against somebody which is not true, it means that I've defamed that person. It means that I've defamed that person. And one of you, if you want, you can go and complain to court. You can go and complain to court or to the police that Tayali said this, but it is not true. Okay? It is not true. The other way is whereby whoever I've spoken about goes to the police or to court, okay, and complain. Like a good example is the example of Kidist, where your maps and Kidist themselves, they went and complained. But you have other cases, for example, like when you defame the president does not go to the police to complain or to court. Other people will go and complain, and the case will come to court. And you don't expect the president to come to court because he's the president, he has got immunity, he enjoys immunity. And that immunity, it means he cannot go and stand. But though Asata went and stood in court. But so he can go anyway. So, but in this case, here Antoine Kane, here Stumeko Musokotwane, Nava Mirupi. Of course, what has come out from what I've heard is that it is not them that went and complained. So they never went and complained. Bamusokotwane, Nava Mirupi, they never went and complained. They didn't complain. And on top of that, they didn't go to court to testify. Now, I am finding that very strange. I'm finding that very strange. There are different cases where you can say, well, there was no need for Bamusokotwane to go and stand in court. There are cases where somebody else can go and complain, and the person who has been defamed may not need to go to court. But in the case of Antoine Kane, Bamusokotwane, Nava Mirupi, I strongly believe that there was need for them to go to court because Munia was very clear to say these people received money as a bribe. Now, without them going to court and stand in court to say, I never received that money, how can somebody go in court and say what Munia Zulu said is not true? How can that stand? It is like, I mean, even it's like me, the way some of you accuse me of, obviously now Udiamo. I mean, a lot of you defame me. That is defamation because most of the times when you talk about now Udiamo, Shiriemo, no Kuriamo. But then somebody goes and say, no, Tayali Muremu be peshafe, Tariremu. And then I don't go to court to confirm. How can you be sure? How can you be sure? How can you be sure that Hichilema? How can you be sure that Hichilema? No, we brought accounts, accounts from your bank. How do you know how many bank accounts I have? How do you know? Because Munia Zulu said money went into a bank account. But he didn't state which bank account. He didn't. So, even if they brought a bank statement to say, here are the bank statements, and there is nowhere where these two ministers received money. The question is, are those the only accounts? Are those the only accounts? Because this is a criminal matter. It must be proven beyond reasonable doubt. It must be proven beyond reasonable doubt. You can't say, no, no, they never received the money. Without them saying it, without them coming in court and stand to say, no, we didn't receive the money. How can you confirm? How will the court confirm to say, this is the only bank account, or these are the only bank account for Stumeko Musokotwane and Mirupi? How are they going to confirm? How are they going to confirm? Maybe those accounts that you brought, Maybe that's where that's not where the money went. Maybe it is an account which is offshore. Maybe it is an account which I don't know, you know, without them coming and confirming to say, I only have 2 bank accounts and here are my bank statements. There is no such money coming in. How will the court convict Munia Zulu to say, Munia Zulu, what you said is not true, when they didn't come to court? Eh? How? I don't have a problem other people reporting. It's okay, it's allowed. Another person can go and confirm. But how can somebody stand convincingly and say, no, Tayali never received money? Not even my wife. Not even my wife or my children can stand in court and say, no, daddy didn't receive this money. They can't. Because they just never know. So, I am wondering why Milupi na Msokotwane. I am wondering why you didn't go to court so that you can tell the people that you never received that money. That is my issue. That is my issue. I am not quarreling with the magistrate. I am not talking about the evidence which was given and whatever. I'm not touching that. My issue is, as a public lawyer, as a person that is in the public, a person that is looking at those in government and offering checks and balances, I am wondering why Milupi and Msokotwane never went to court to refuse to say, I never received that money. Because from my point of view now, I mean, them not going to court, I am taking it to say, Panyafo Veshive. I take it that Panyafo Veshive. Because they had an opportunity to clear themselves, but they didn't go and clear themselves. I mean, that is what I'm thinking. That is how I'm looking at this now. I'm looking at it to say these people must have received the money. No, but they were in court. But they didn't go to court. No other people went. How can other people give a witness on the activities of these 2 ministers? Eh? When they were very upset, when Munia Zulu said that, they were very upset. They were giving his statements. Even the president spoke about it. Even the president spoke about it. So after all that, and then they don't go and give a statement. I am really wondering why Musokotwane, Tumbeko Musokotwane, na imwe Felix Mutati. I am wondering why you didn't go. From my point of view, by the fact that you didn't go, I don't care the outcome of this court case, Kuli Munia Zulu. For me, as a public lawyer, I take it that what Munia Zulu said is true. I take it that what Munia Zulu said is true, because you should have gone to court. You should have gone to court and testified. You should have gone to court and testified. I am really even wondering how the court, of course, I'm not going to talk about the magistrate, but you know, I'm really wondering how the court are going to look at this case. How? Eh? Because the problem that we have is also that, you know, the people in higher offices, they seem to be getting, you know, favors from the judiciary. This is the problem that we have. They seem to be getting favors from the judiciary. I've got one case which I know Milupi knows. Milupi, there is a person that got money from him relating to maize and everything. That person has paid Milupi. Milupi has been paid all the money. But Milupi keep insisting to say that man should go to jail. I don't know if he has not even gone to jail. But I left that case, you know, where these guys are using power, their power, you know, to twist justice in their favor, which is wrong. Like in this case, I really wonder what will be the outcome. I'm not going to say anything more. I'm told that judgment is supposed to come out on Monday, but Munia Zulu has also gone to the Constitutional Court to ask for a stay to arrest that judgment so that it doesn't come out. So I don't know what will happen. I'm told the ruling is supposed to come out on Monday also, and the judgment is supposed to come out on Monday. So I don't know whether the magistrate will deliver the judgment, whatever. I don't know. I'm not talking about the judgment, but my issue is with these ministers. As public lawyer, I'm taking it that two ministers, by the fact that you didn't go to court to exonerate yourself, to deny having had received that money, I take it that you got that money. Otherwise, you would have gone to court and testified. Some people would say, no, it was not necessary for them to testify. No, it was necessary. Because Munia Zulu accused them in their personal capacities. He was very direct. So you cannot say, no, it's okay. No, only them can go and say, no, we didn't receive the money. Because another person cannot. It doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I even wonder why Munia Zulu was even put on defense. Because by the very fact that those people didn't come, really, I mean, how? How can you defame somebody who has not reported, who has not come to court? Because if you are defamed, I mean, you are supposed to come out even yourself to say, yeah, I've been defamed, I've been injured, my reputation has been injured. But you are not going there. It means you are okay. It means what this guy said is true. That's how I take it. That's how I take it. It's really sad. So that is on Tuan Kane, on those two ministers. I hope I've made my point. I hope you have followed me well. The other issue that I want to talk about is more about myself. Last week I posted my wife, and a number of people were commenting, and I tell you, I blocked a number of people on that day. I blocked more than 100 people on that day. Because when I post something on my family, relating to my family, I sit there and make sure that I don't allow some useless comments. Some people just want to comment negativity. And of course, other people are saying, no, I mean, then why should you post them? No. I post them because I'm a family man. I want you to know my family. I want you to know who my wife is. I want you to know who my children are. And when I post them, it doesn't mean that now you should start abusing them. No. So that argument of saying, no, don't post them. No, it's not. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. Because you should have the control. You should have the control on what to say. So you can never start threatening me from posting things on my own page because you are going to comment nonsense. No, on my page. No, I'm going to just block you. I'm going to block you. Why? Because my family, when you talk about my wife, some of you were saying, hey, but you also talk about other people's wife. You talk about Kidist. Kidist is a public figure that, does things that generates reaction from people. She engages. She does things that make people react. But when you talk about my wife, what does she do? What does she do? You can't compare my wife and Kidist. You can't compare them. You can't. You just can't compare my wife and Kidist. You can't compare. Kidist has got her life. She has got what she does. My wife, you know it. When did you see my wife go on social media and start quarreling with people? She has got, she's on social media, of course. She's on social media. She has got a Facebook account. She has got everything. But most of you don't even know her account. You don't, because she doesn't post things which will attract you to start reacting in a certain way. So those of you who are busy, hey, but you talk about kiddies, Hello? There is a very big difference. You are talking about two different people here. So, I don't think it is justified for you to start abusing her. You are abusing her for what? You can abuse me. Yes, she's my wife, and me, I'm a politician, but she is an individual. She's an individual who really does not interact with the public. It is me who interacts with the public. So yeah, for me, you can say whatever it is. I will never block you if you talk about me. But if you talk about my wife, how? Hey, no ways. No ways. I'm going to react. Hey, no, hey, you see now, you see, hey, Wamona, this is what your maps felt. Your maps and the wife, they engaged with the public. They do things, they say things, they come on social media, they talk nonsense. They do nonsense. What they do, I mean, it's what people judge. But what does my wife do? What does my wife say? For you to say, hey, Wamona, efona nayo maps, and they were quarreling. They were quarreling, and so it's a big difference. My children, I mean, you know I've got children, but tell me who interacts with my children. My children are old. They are old. They are on social media as well. They're on social media, but you won't see my children, interacting with you and quarreling with you. No ways. So why should you comment nonsense when I post them on my own page? Why should you comment nonsense? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And I shouldn't stop. Posting them. I shouldn't, because I'm scared of you. No. If you have got a problem, that is your problem. Don't bring your problems to me. Don't bring your problems to me. Don't bring your problems on my family. Because I don't bring my family in the crossfire. I don't. When I'm talking about politics, you will never see me mix politics with my family. When I talk about my family, I don't include politics. I don't talk politics. When I talk about my family, I don't talk politics. So why should you bring in that and start abusing them? And some of you, no, don't post them. I'm a family man. And my entire political life is actually centered on family. That's why I say family comes first. My political ideology is centered on family. That's why I want you to know who my wife is. I want you to know who my children are. But when I post them, it is not for you to abuse them. Wait for me to post things that relates to politics, that relates to me. Even as I'm talking here, if you want, you can say whatever it is. I will have no issue. Not when I posted my family and then So I deleted a number of people. I blocked a number of people on that particular day. And I keep doing that. When I post my family and you come in, I will delete and block you. Now, some people were making, comments that I thought I should respond to. You see, for me, my political life is a long one. I strongly believe that politics, especially when you are aspiring for a higher position like presidency, it is not an easy one. It takes time. To some, of course. And I think from my point of view, I've assessed myself. I've assessed my political journey. I've assessed my strength, my limitations. I've done a SWOT analysis of my political journey. And I have seen that I need a lot of time. My political journey is not a journey that is going to end tomorrow. It's there. It's a long one. And I have a projection of up to nalifika ku 2041. I can tell you, the next elections, I know what is happening in the next elections. 2031, I've got an idea what is happening in 2031. 2036, I've got an idea what is going to happen in 2036. 2041, I've got an idea what is going to happen. So I am not a person that just looks at here today. No. I project my political life and the political happenings in my country. I've got an idea what is going on. I've got an idea. 2026, 2026, unless a miracle happens, Hakainde Hichilema is bouncing back. Unless a miracle happens. Unless a miracle happens. Not that he's doing good. No, not that he's doing good. But Hakainde Hichilema has played politics in a brutal manner to make sure that he has elbowed all the opposition. He has elbowed them out. And yes, to some extent, I blame the opposition. Particularly when you talk about the Alebo de Rapo agenda. I mean, I'm not happy with that one. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. We could have done better. We could have done better. We allowed Hakainde Hichilema to just kick us out. But so the point I'm trying to tell you is that I know about my political life. And I am not a fool like some of you would think, because sometimes and you might think that, no, this guy is crazy. This guy doesn't know. No. I know what I'm doing. I can be serious if I want to be serious and just articulating policy. I can do that. I can be a smart guy. I can be a gentleman. Each time I'm coming here, I'm putting on a tie and whatever. I can do that. But everything has got its own time. At this point in time, I am like a political juvenile. A political, not a juvenile, youthful political. I'm not a youth, but in terms of politics, I'm like a youthful politician. A youthful politician, and when you are a youth, that is a time when you try that, you try this, this one works, and whatever, you make mistakes, you are learning. I am a political youth. I'm not a youth, but I'm a political youth in my journey. And at this point in time, I can try that, do that, make mistakes, whatever. I'm going. There will come a time when I will need to say, now I've reached at a political maturity stage where I have to change even the way I come out, what I talk and whatever. There will come a time. For now, let me enjoy my political youth. But in terms of my family, I mean, I love my family. So some of you were saying, hey, but why are you not with your family? Look, the situation is that I am a political asylum seeker in this country. I am a political asylum seeker. And as a political asylum seeker, the first thing that they consider is the issue of security. Security is very, very important to people who are seeking asylum. Because they don't want anything to happen in their country, under their watch. Because tomorrow they would have to start explaining, Chalishan, what happened. So, countries, especially when they realize that you are a political figure, and pose, of course, even the risks that we pose, the risks that we are exposed to, or the danger that we pose to our government differs. So when they measure that the danger that you pose to your country exposes you to a great risk, they tend to be very careful. I think I must be grateful that my security has been prioritized. So, as such, it has been difficulty for me to be with my family because they look at my security situation as not stable. Whereby they have said, you know, anytime you could be attacked and we might want to move you or take you to another country, it is easier when you are alone than when you are with your family. I hope you understand. You know, when you are alone, it is easier for us to move you around, to take you to a place of safety, if it's to move you out of the country, we can move you. But when you are with a family, it becomes difficult. So that is why I am not with my family. I'm responding genuinely because, you know, I'm accountable to you. And some of the things that you say when you make comments which are reasonable, I think you deserve an explanation. Because I don't want you to be thinking to say, no, the Tayali has just abandoned his family like some of you have been saying. No, no, it's not about that. It is about the security issue, and I've been advised that, look, at the moment, your security is not that stable. If anything happens, we might need to move you. You might have to go to another country. But if you are alone, it is easier. But if you are with your family, it becomes a little bit difficult. So that is the kind of situation that I am in. But then there are other issues. There are other people that say, but hey, look now, you are suffering. You are in exile. You see, we used to tell you, hey, your mouth is your biggest enemy. Yeah, it is true. This life is not easy, that's for sure. This life is not easy. And yeah, it is true. Maybe at some point I would have kept quiet. But then that would not be politics. That would not be politics. Politics is by nature. By nature, politics it's controversial, it's risky. People die in politics. People go to jail. That is the nature of politics. What I'm going through is nothing different from what many other people have gone through. Especially when you have some political clout. If you don't have a political clout, no one will bother you. You can be talking day and night. But if you are posing no threat to anyone, no one will follow you. No one will follow you. How many people are talking in Zambia? How many? There are so many people that talk. There are so many people that talk. And they are not even, no one bothers them because in politics, there are big dogs and there are fluffy dogs. You know, if a fluffy dog is just barking, I mean, no one is paying attention. But when the big dog barks, you know, they pay attention. They pay attention to say, here, we might be in problems. And they use whatever they have at their disposal to silence you. To silence you. So, this is a normal life of a politician, especially when you are in opposition. This is just what it is. And for me to have the attention that I got from the UPND or even the PF, it just goes to show that I am not a pushover. I'm not a pushover. And it confirms, because here where I am, these are independent people. These are independent people who have looked at my case, they have looked at my political life, and they have recognized me to say, no, he's a political giant. They have recognized. Otherwise, they wouldn't have given me all the security that they have given me. They wouldn't. But they have seen it. So, some of you, of course, I mean, you also do your politics when you say, you will never be president. You are nothing, whatever. It's just politics. But otherwise, why would you even come to my page to start commenting if I'm useless? So, essentially, I think I was just trying to tell you to say, as much as I know you, you want to blame, hey, you shouldn't have done, I don't regret anything. I don't regret anything. Even this, I don't regret. So, don't make a mistake to say, no, you should come and apologize to Hakainde Hichilema. There is nothing that I'm going to apologize. There is nothing. I have no regrets. I have no regrets. Given a situation, I will do the same thing that I've done. I will do the same thing that I've done because it is part of politics. It is part of politics. So, no, no, I don't mind. I don't. Frank Sikanyika. I'm a political giant. Iwe wali mwanapo ukafumepo mzambe na watu ulefu wa asylum tumonenga wakakupera. Some of you no one would even look at you, would even consider you. But here I am, me, when you come around here, I'm a president. I'm a president around here, but nechipanda chali shiva. Bana chipanda rando kanda tu uyu. Ngande pitap. Na security na alikwata. Security na alikwata dedicated. Bala beleza mkupitana. Kili, making sure that I'm okay. So, te havana. Politics, te havana. So basically, I think that's what I wanted to say tonight. I don't want to say a lot of things. And I don't think I'll have people talking. But in case you want to call, you can call me now. In case you want to call, you can call me now. Otherwise, I'll close. So if you want, ninda wasana pali wa feli ba nani kan ba mirupi na ba stumbeko. I'm really shocked. I'm really shocked that they didn't go to they didn't go to court to exonerate themselves. Anyway, I think I'm ending here. May God bless you. May God bless Zambia. Good night. Today is Friday. I'll come back on Sunday. Yeah. Bye for now.